I love you. Always before I've loved on speculation. I could call it by its name, but, well, I knew it had a shelf life. Saying I loved you was like finding your position on a loop, like describing a high point. Someone was beautiful, and I loved that. Someone could cut through all the bullshit, and I loved that. Someone, thank God, could make me forget all about myself, and I loved that. But never was I crazy enough to give myself over to it. Whenever I said it, I always made sure I kept it on a tight leash because, well, I knew it died from overexpression. The bottom line were the couples in restaurants who never speak a word to each other while they eat. You see, I knew it all ended in silence eventually. Until you came along and made it safe for me. You always pay attention, no matter what. For most people, paying attention is simply part of the acquisition. But you pay attention, so I take myself seriously. And taking myself seriously, I pay attention to you. It's a miracle. I love you. Hi. I have a sort of moral dilemma. May I counsel with you? Well, our supreme light and pillar of universal enlightenment, he of the thousand eyes, Raja Pradesh Mahavira, may he radiate forever. Well, he who brought the disciples of joy from 16 states and nations all over to build this temple here in Buda, Montana. Well, he has received vibrations from on high that his German shepherd Rusty wishes to lie with me. No, really. Well, now, I realize that my body is but the cup for the river that is running. And I realize that pleasure is a gift of the material self for the spiritual delectation of others. But this kind of pisses me off. Now, I sold my truck and rounded up the money. I signed over my checking account. I sang the 15 specifications over and over on 6 months of latrine gift. With all my heart, I chanted as we hauled 400 tons of cliff rock up to build the Palace of World Peace and Erotic Meditations. But this is where I draw the line. Now, I realize that there are 9 supreme beings living on in every word that my master says. But well, I'm from Dallas, Texas, and this is one doo-doo we do not step in. Well, I guess what I'm saying, Larry, is I'm going to hand in my parabolic prayer rug and take off the beads of the 6th union. I'm going to set fire to my tent and my sleeping mat, and I am going to ritually sever the ties, the thread that ties me to the world, to this world and the world beyond. And you know what? I am gonna blow this joint. I'm gonna get me a Coors beer, some French fried onion rings, and the nearest Methodist church I can find. Rudyard Kipling was right when he said never the twain. Or, well, never practice a religion if your mama can't spell it. My father was never exactly in my life. If you could draw a circle around a life, my father would be sitting on the outside with his feet just on the line, reading a book. One day, out of nowhere, it was like coming into focus. I was 12, I think. My father put down the book and took me on the ferry to Coney Island. I remember I wore my black and white skirt, a rust blouse, and 2 bows in my hair. I never normally wore bows in my hair, but on that day, I wanted to be like a daughter. We went to the aquarium and saw Uki, the gentleman walrus. It was a triumph. The keeper told me to pet him. Kiss him, he said. Uki likes the ladies. I remember his skin felt papery against my lips. Oh, it was a triumph. My father laughed and clapped his hands, actually clapped his hands. And when he took me by the arms, I remember looking at passers-by to see if they noticed that we were father and daughter. And on the way home, we sat side by side and sang, Daisy, Daisy, real quiet so no one else would hear, and ate ice creams. When we got home, he stepped outside the circle and picked up his book. I don't think he ever stepped inside again. Maybe he did. I don't remember.